Countless audits, recounts, and dozens of losses in courts across the nation have not stopped former President Trump from insisting widespread voter fraud is the reason he's no longer in the White House. In the weeks after the 2020 election, Mr. Trump resorted to pressuring Georgia's Secretary of State in an extraordinary phone call.
So what are we going to do here, folks? I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break. We have that in spades already, or we can keep it going. But that's not fair to the voters of Georgia because they're going to see what happened.
The response to the baseless claim was simple.
President Trump, we've had several lawsuits, and we've had to respond in court to the lawsuits and the contentions. We don't agree that you have one.
The man who said that is Brad Raffensperger. He is Secretary of State of Georgia, and he joins us now. He also is the author of the new book, Integrity Counts. Mr. Secretary, welcome. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
So I first want to get an update on the criminal investigation into that phone call. I understand you can't comment on specifics, but why do you think that it might be taking so long for a decision to be made about whether to charge the former president?
Well, the district attorney inherited a large number of cases not even related to this situation in Georgia. So she's probably busy with a lot on her plate, but you'd have to ask her. But we've sent her documents as requested by her office. Grand juries have power to do that, and we participate, and we send them the information as they requested it.
Well, it's been nearly a year since that call, and I wonder, what more have you learned that may or may not have changed your perspective?
Well, we were sure on the facts back in January 6th when I wrote a 10-page letter to Congress. And I told them that all the allegations had been made by the Trump campaign were not supported by the facts. So I go through it point by point. There weren't 5,000 or 10,000 dead people that voted. There was less than 5. There weren't 66,000 underage voters. There were 0. There weren't thousands of felons. There was less than 74. And so I wrote the book to set the record straight. It's a factual account of all the details, all the allegations. And it's fact-based with 10 pages of footnotes. People can review it. And as Republicans, I know many are disappointed in the results. I understand that. But the fact is that President Trump came up short.
Well, I recently spoke to Georgia's Lieutenant Governor, Jeff Duncan. He, like you and Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, disputes that any widespread fraud occurred in the 2020 election. He also believes that most people want to turn the page on the topic. After the death threats, the insults, and becoming one of the highest profile Secretary of State in the country, are you ready to turn the page on this?
Well, we turned the page a long time ago. It's not us that are looking backwards. I understand that you live life looking at the windshield, not through the rear view mirror. And so we've been working on the elections we just had this past week for municipal elections, and then getting ready for the primary next year, and then obviously the race that we'll have in November 2022. We have new election laws in place, and we want to make sure that all our county election officials are up to speed on that. So we're looking forward, but I think that people need to really analyze what exactly did happen. And here's a fact-based journal that I put out in Integrity Counts. It answers everything, but also will give people some context that 2020 wasn't our first rodeo. When I took office in January 2019, I had 9 lawsuits from Stacey Abrams and her allied groups. And it was based on that stolen election claim of voter suppression. And really, her whole narrative set the table for 2020. President Trump just ramped it up to a higher level. He did the same thing about stolen election claims, but he was on the other side of the coin called voter fraud. Neither one of them were supported by the facts, and it really destabilizes society when both people attack the legitimacy and the integrity of our election process.
As you know, Mr. Trump urged you to scrutinize ballots cast in Georgia's most populous county, Fulton, which includes most of Atlanta. Now, an independent monitor reported systemic disorganization, but not any illegality, fraud, or intentional malfeasance. Now, the county elections director just announced his resignation. Why has Fulton County had such problems?
Well, we know that their problems go back all the way to 1993, when they had all their issues in the June 2020 primary. we did some research and we saw old articles that go back 25 years. So it's been a longstanding problem. And now we have an accountability measure with SB 202 that you can hold counties accountable. You can replace election board or election directors if they don't perform to certain standards. And so I'm glad that Fulton County is moving forward and turning the page.
Well, a group of bipartisan senators just introduced legislation to extend boosted telehealth access, something born out of necessity in the pandemic. Now, that was considered a good idea to keep permanent. Do you think that principle should be extended to voting?
Well, last year we had many things due to the pandemic. Now, if you looked at what we just had this past Monday, or not last Tuesday, for the mayoral races here in Georgia, we're back really to our historical participation rates of absentee, back down around 6 to 8%, which is our historical average. So really, we know that we still have people that will want to vote absentee, but it'll drop down to the historical average. We have no excuse absentee voting. We now have increased the number of days of early voting from 16 up to 17. And we also allow any county to have 2 additional Sundays of early voting, if that's what they'd like to do, plus election day voting.
Well, Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan also called the decision to strip some of your responsibilities on the state election board, quote, a punitive swipe. Now, you're facing a primary challenger. You're coming off arguably one of the hardest years of your political career. Why do you want to keep doing this, and what does your family think of that?
Well, I would probably correct you. It's not a political career. I'm an elected public servant. I had a business for many years. I'm a structural engineer, and we have a family business. And so I committed and dedicated myself to being the best city council member I could be, working at the State House for statewide issues, now Secretary of State. But that said, I stand on integrity, I stand on the truth, and I'll make sure that we'll fight hard for honest and fair elections. And I won't get pushed off my view that everyone's vote should count, and we'll make sure it's counted accurately. And that when there are allegations made, that they were made in 2020, we checked out every single allegation. And we found that there was no truth to many of them, if not all of them, because they didn't win a single court case. They said that there was thousands of dead people. We found less than 5. Add it all up, none of that would have overturned the results of the race. And that's what people need to understand. We had a fair and honest election in Georgia.